Once upon a time in ancient Greece there was a city called Athens. The Athenians were proud people who loved their city and their way of life. They were known for their democracy, philosophy, and art. However, their city was often under threat from the Persians, a powerful empire that wanted to conquer Greece. The Persians had already taken over many Greek cities, and now they had set their sights on Athens. The Persian King Darius had sent his army to invade Greece, and they had already defeated many Greek cities. The Athenians knew that they were next, and they were afraid. But there was one man who was not afraid. His name was Miltiades, and he was a general in the Athenian army. Miltiades knew that the Persians were coming, and he knew that Athens needed to be ready. Miltiades gathered his troops and led them to a place called Marathon, which was about 26 miles from Athens. He knew that the Persians would have to pass through Marathon to get to Athens, so he decided to make a stand there. The Athenian army was outnumbered by the Persian army, but Miltiades had a plan. He knew that the Persians were not used to fighting on land, and he knew that their cavalry would be useless in the hilly terrain of Marathon. So Miltiades ordered his soldiers to form a phalanx, which was a formation where soldiers stood shoulder to shoulder with their shields overlapping. This formation made it difficult for the Persians to attack them. When the Persians arrived at Marathon, they were surprised to see the Athenian army waiting for them. They expected an easy victory, but they were wrong. The battle began, and the Persians charged at the Athenians. But the phalanx held strong, and the Persians were unable to break through. The Athenians fought bravely, and they managed to push the Persians back. Eventually, the Persians retreated to their ships and sailed away. The Athenians had won the Battle of Marathon, and they had saved their city from invasion. The Athenians were overjoyed at their victory, and they celebrated by sending a messenger named Phidippides to Athens to tell the news. Phidippides ran all the way from Marathon to Athens, which was about 26 miles, and when he arrived, he shouted Nike, which means victory in Greek. This is where the modern-day marathon comes from. The distance that Phidippides ran became known as a marathon, and it is still a popular race today. The Battle of Marathon was a turning point in Greek history. It showed that the Persians could be defeated, and it gave the Greeks hope that they could defend their way of life against the mighty Persian Empire. Miltiades became a hero in Athens, and his victory at Marathon was remembered for centuries. The Athenians built a monument to commemorate the battle, and it still stands today as a reminder of the bravery of the Athenian soldiers who fought for their city and their freedom.